Hello, my name is Scott for SB Gaming and welcome back to Transport Fever Sandbox Edition, and in this episode we will get to the food element of the industry chain. It is of course farms and food processors and towns, and most of our food lines are set up and won't be changing, but we will go through them nonetheless. Yeah, about that. Let's put the icons on, and we want to take a look at Cape Coral Farm to Cape Coral Food Processor, which is this one here. And we have a lot of grain here. We got a lot of that there. What did I have going on there? I don't know, but let's get rid of it because reasons. We got a lot of food going to Waco transfer. Very little coming back on Cape Coral transfer. We got 65 people there. We got 80, 68, and 4 there. So this is a pretty good setup. Farm over to food processor, back to here, and then shipping out to two towns. Maybe not the best way to handle it, since it seems like Waco is getting most of the food. 43% there, and we have 22% here, so we must have a bit in the buffer, or maybe Waco's a little bit closer. Maybe indeed. And yeah, so that really doesn't need any looking at. That's a lot of goods, a lot of stuff. Anyway, up next is the original line that we set up, the Chula Vista Farm over here to the Chula Vista Food Processor. And yeah, it's not that bad. If we check, there is a chunk of stuff waiting to be picked up by train, as we can see there. At least as long as our trains are running. And it does seem like our trucks are dropping off. Please tell me that they're not dropping off. I'm pretty sure that they are. Actually. No, that had 5. This didn't pick up any. Okay, there's nothing sitting here waiting, so okay. It was carrying grain. Alright, so somehow livestock is being transferred here to head back towards Norfolk Freight. Let me guess. Livestock is trying to make its way to Columbus to go onto the livestock line in order to get over here. The game probably thinks, it's only a short distance, so yeah, we're going to put them on a train going all the way there. They'll pay me to bring it all the way, switch it to a different train, and bring it over here. So yeah, about that. The Columbus Farm to Norfolk Food Processor. I believe we will be keeping this as is. It is working out quite well for us. We do not have anything waiting there. We got a lot of livestock waiting here, although I think it's a lot less than we had before when we put a bunch of those, these on the train. 300 capacity, not as much as we were previously carrying, just because yeah, we decided to downgrade. If we take a look at the finances of the line, not the train, since it doesn't look like that has been running very long. We don't see a drop, although we did add a couple trains to the line, so yeah, about that. And this is another Columbus food train. Wait a minute. Vehicles. Have these not... Oh, wow. Have these not upgraded? I guess it hasn't been very long. that's waiting. You're waiting for a free path. Okay. And that was the end of the year. Alright, we want to check that. Those basically go like that. So this train, alright, that's going to go. I need a better setup here. It's okay. Although with that said, we no longer have our oil coming into here. So that is something. And yeah, that has to wait for that, and that has to wait for that, and that has to wait for that. Lots of trains have to wait for other trains. Alright, about that. Probably the only thing we can do is just segregate all traffic, give all traffic its own dedicated tracks, never cross tracks, always do flyovers or tunnels or what have you. If we need to send 3 lines down a corridor, triple track in both directions, I think that's about what we need to do. And then, yeah. So basically, set up this to this so there are no junctions. There is no opportunity for the train to wait, and just put on as many trains as will be able to fit. With the way we have things set up here, we have several trains coming in here, some enter and leave here, and although this has been split off, it still crosses over that, so that's less of an issue, but it can slow things down. Coming in through here, this is, yeah, all of our traffic is coming in through here, even the stuff turning off. And I don't think I've ever really used this. I was going to. That's the thing. Yeah, about that. Anyway, we are going to continue on because, yeah, the Columbus to Norfolk food is good enough, I will say. I'll consider it good enough. Next up, we have Gilbert Food, or Gilbert Farm to Simi Valley Food. This line is going to be changing. And when I say it's going to be changing, we are no longer delivering food or livestock down to here. We are instead going to deliver it over to here. And the reason is, we will get to it in a moment. We will skip over to Ventura Farm, which is basically this supplying this up here. Not ideal because it has to go by truck, and then by train, and then by truck. Ideally, you want to do direct point to point with minimal transfers, as that's probably what's slowing things down. This has still line usage? No. It should be fine. That's the thing. It should be fine. This goes over to here. It can cross over. It can get over there. Maybe it's too far. I'm trying to get it over to there. It is annoying me. Unfortunately, this is slow. Although with that said, we're gonna mess with this just a bit, just because I need to do something about this. Alright, I'm going to want to flip this over to here. And then over here, we are going to want to bring this. Sure. And that we are going to want to bring this traffic in here. And then like that. And now what I would like to do, this is going to be the bypass. So I actually do not need this. And what we are going to do extend this a little bit further, I think. Or not. I want to claim victory. Victory shall be mine. So if I'm going to be taking those logs over there, that still feels some distance. We will get back to food. My nemesis awaits. I've not been beaten yet. We can just go to 113 because, yep. And there we go. Now, am I going to... We might as well. Oh, bother. We want the embankment. All right. I will have victory. No. Fine. Alright, so that will be like that. Now this comes over here. Oh, I'm going to need to cross this over. That's the problem. Or do I instead go from here? No, I'm going to do that off screen. I have a few ideas on what I want to do. I'm probably going to tear that out and bring it across here somewhere. So, yeah, about that. Anyway, where was I? We were looking at the Ventura Farm. This here over to there. And other than that, we have 2 farms here in McKinney. One right here, one over here. The only other 2 food processing plants other than here is over here, as well as one near Cape Coral or Paterson right here. The easiest way to get food to here would be through this rail station. So we have the Gilbert food line that basically goes here. We can truck it from there to there, and then just, train over to there, load it back on, get it back over here, supply Gilbert, and if we have any transfer points going that way. So we will be disconnecting this food line. Alright, so we have this farm here. We will be connecting up by rail into Simi Valley and then just trucking the grain over there. It was easier than taking this and trying to get it all the way over to there or over there. Instead, we will take the food here, and we have McKinney Farm Line. It brings it down to here, loads onto a train. We can utilize this, which I connected up for, I think it was the Santa Clarita Plastics line. So that's a thing. And we will take that. I expanded this so I can make this a pass-through. Down there, down this way, over into here, and we will be able to come up into this, although in here I think this and this, yeah, they terminate in here. It was actually hard trying to find, actually no, oh no, never mind, those go straight up. I don't really want to connect those onto those. So what I might just do, I built that bridge and I'm not even going to be able to use it. What I'm instead going to do is completely bypass, although with that said, no, we are going to build a second train station. One right here that will service almost nothing. We're going to go with an 8 platform because, well, it just makes sense. 320, high speed, catenaries, no, street connection, sure. And we're going to put this right there. So that connects into there. Although, yeah, about that. That should be able to connect into that. So, yeah, about that. I was going to actually transfer this line into here so it doesn't have to come into the town. But what we are going to do, we are going to probably take these into one of these. What I would like to do, we are going to now actually, no, I'm gonna just use these two. What I'm going to do, we are going to disconnect this, and what we are instead going to do is connect up this. We're going to switch to that, and now we're going to want to raise it up like that. 70, yep, no problem. The max speed for freight is 160. Presume you have an engine that can pull 160. Alright, that connects up to that. And now we just need to get this set up. I want to actually instead we are going to bring this like this. Does that do anything wonky to the tracks? No, it doesn't. Bother. What I want to do is bring it down like that. And now seriously? Really? Oh, that's gonna be an issue. Alright, never mind. Scrap that and try again. All right, we're going to keep that like that. And now, can I? No, I'm not gonna bother with it. We need to get this under because we need to go off that way. Let's just go down one. And 173 should be good, although make it a little bit more straight. There we go. And actually let's come back. Find the force it up. Now, how does the contours look? And we're coming up this way. And the entrance is right over here. So what we are going to do, we are going to terminal station. We want 2nd Street connection. 320. We just need one platform. And now what we are going to do is give it some curvature. Although, yeah, about this. Out here, we want to bring this down. And something like that. Maybe less curvature. Throw it there for now. And just so we don't forget, connect that up. Force it on the flat, although I actually don't need to. Or do I? Yeah, I do. And there we go. And now we are going to want to try to bring it down as much as possible. We can't. We want embankments, $1.3 million. And there we go. And we're just going to throw in some signals. Do one there. One there. One there and one there. We got one there. Cross this over. Signal right there. And now we just want to connect up to this track. Somewhere right about here. Sure. All right. Now signal. Won't put one there because you don't need to. I'm just going to throw another one right there, put a crossover, and one right there. Now I am definitely going to want to do the other side. Don't want to forget, like I did with the Truck Fever series, what we can do is, if we haven't already, this here, Simi Valley Farm, we do not have anything on it. Buy trains, GE C40, and for now we are just going to run 5 box cars, Simi Valley Farm line. And over here, do we have, we are going to set up a line there, over to there, and then this is going to be RF Simi Valley Food. We are going to want to have some trucks on the line. put a couple Freightliners, Simi Valley Food. So that will get that line set up. We are going to have to discontinue RF Simi Valley Food. So we are going to start canceling the vehicles like we've done in the past. And we are going to force an unload. So it can't pick up anything else. Sell off that one. And sell off that one. Although, before I do anything else, I am going to want to... Yeah, we're just going to start buying some Freightliners for the Gilbert transfer line. And then over here, Gilbert food line comes into that one there. We are going to just where are the points? Where are the points? Let's just let that run. Okay. And by trains, GE C40, and we want boxcars. We'll do that for now, and we will we'll just do 3 for now. With 3 and Gilbert Food, we are going to want to make sure that over here we actually have a line set up, which we do not. And this is, yeah, connected to that. Let's buy a couple Freightliners. We're going to go new line from here up to here. And this is going to be Cape Coral Food. RF, Cape Coral Food. Alright, so that line is set up and ready to go. We will start removing the vehicles off this line. This here, we put vehicles on. Yep. This will trigger this to go. That will trigger that to go. I am just going to hit the play button. And nope, we're going to hold off just because reasons. Too much lag. We're going to buy a couple Freightliners and McKinney Farm. And now over here, do I have a depot? No, I don't. Where is the... It is not in anywhere. Line manager. There. Over to there. I suppose it wouldn't have been that much further to just shoot across here. But this actually gets the food back here. So I kind of like that better rather than having to bring the food back to here or try to distribute it. This actually works a lot better for us. This is going to be TF McKinney Food. And what I would like to do, we need to bring it in here. Let's put the depot over here. And now by trains, we're going to go same thing. And we are going to go with 1, 2, 3 boxcars, and we are going to clone it 6 times to get the frequency up. We can eat food. Now we are going to jump back to Gilbert and do this here. Simi Valley Food, vehicles. We want to get rid of all the vehicles. And that one is gone. And that one is gone. And then next, of course, comes the steel industry, which we'll need, of course, for the machines and tools, as well as perhaps some goods. It's going to be a bit of a pain. Let's get rid of that one. And anything else? This one's going to be next. Go. Heading for depot. Remove that one. And these are all on the highway. And what train was that? It's the Danny Planks, carrying only 15. That is rather unfortunate. Gilbert transfer is only getting 1 grain. Am I better not be supplying grain for plastics. Bother. Yep. You know what? We are going to... This might be the only time I will... actually specify a cargo. One thing I was going to do to save on the number of stations was I was going to build a separate station, or rather I was going to build a train station through here, but then when I saw that this pretty much had empty platforms, I'm like, ah, yeah, we'll use it. Turns out, bad idea. Alright, so we are going to want to send those back to depot. We'll sell that one off. Because I'd rather not be feeding grain up to this. I want to be supplying livestock so that I can actually get the livestock out of here and actually produce into food. And because this is a one-way trip, what I'm going to do, we're going to force it to unload all. Not that I won't. There we go. Get review. And get review. Simi Valley Food has no more vehicles. And anyone who's curious about that noise out there, it is a thunderstorm. Simi Valley Food was making me $4.9 million. It is gone. replace with a transfer line, which will basically be hauling... Yeah, about that. Pretty much. Yep. Actually, do I? I really don't need to. I originally had this transfer line in so that I forced food to go here and then back to supply Gilbert. And I put this in so that any food could actually return back, going back the other way. But if it's just going to load up this line with grain, completely ignore this all the way over to here, then I can't have that either. There shall be no grain going to Simi Valley. So we are going to cancel these trucks as well. Simi Valley is making me $1.5 million. We will find a way to get the goods going back to Simi Valley. We do have Simi Valley connected up to boxcar lines, so that is one possibility. We don't need a road freight line unless we really wanted one. All this livestock going down to Simi Valley to go to that food processing plant. Basically, freight loves cheap. So, yeah. Freight is cheap preference, so therefore it wants to get there as cheap as possible, the shortest distance. So, if you have several options for it to take, then it will choose whatever's going to be the cheapest for it. And the Simi Valley transfer is going to, of course, lose a whole chunk of stuff, since it no longer is going to have any. Yep. Our Simi Valley. And the last one on the Simi Valley transfer line. And now what we want to do is we want to toss that line. And where does that leave all those goods that were parked here? It looks like they pretty much flipped over to here. Which probably means that grain is going to find its way over to here, as it is, in order to get over to here. About that. There is 900 potential for grain, only 200 potential for livestock. The farm wants to produce grain because of the chemical plants. I almost wish I could mod out the grain to plastics recipe. Yep, about that. It seems to be producing mostly grain, because that's what there is demand for. This is down to 4. I'm thinking it's time for a new map. Yep, all the... Anyway, at this point in time, what I'm going to do is take a break here. I need to decide whether or not I continue with this series, although with that said, I have probably 2 more episodes this week that I will be doing. Whether I cut this series early, all depends. By the time you watch this video, I will have already decided, so while I appreciate your comments, I don't get them until sometime after the episode has gone up. So what is next? Next would be coal and iron and steel. And then, of course, wrapping up plastics to, of course, ramp up goods and machines and tools. Yeah, I have such an interconnected network that food and stuff will find a way. Nature always finds a way. Cargo always finds a way. Anyway, thank you for joining me for this episode of Transport Fever Sandbox Edition. Thank you for watching. My name is Scott Frisbee Gaming. And as always, have a good day.